Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet. I am live on my YouTube channel. It is time for our meetup. At least 2 times a month, we do a meetup here on YouTube. Once is Global Tarot Circle. That's something we've been doing for a very long time. And once is our YouTube meetup, and that's what we're doing today. So if you are live here with me, go ahead and chat in, say hello. Dave, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Go ahead and chat in. Let us know where in the world you are, what deck you're working with. And we usually start out with burning questions where we do readings for each other. So as you come into the room, if you are here with us live, go ahead and let us know those things. Where in the world are you? What deck are you working with? And do you have a question for a reading today? We will be doing, in the second half of our time together, we will be doing questions about tarot. So right now we're looking for questions specifically for a reading. If you would like a reading, if you would like the group to read for you, go ahead and put your question in. But first, let us know where you are in the world and what deck you're working with. Michaela, nice to see you here for the very first time working with the Rider-Waite in New Orleans. So happy you're here. I'm also happy to see Yolanda, who's a member of this channel, also working with the Rider-Waite in Florida. Laura S., who's a member of this channel. Nice to see you. Dave Victor, so happy you're here. Laura is from Kona, Hawaii, and using the Kalaka Tarot. I don't know that one. Bill Warga, so nice to see you from Milwaukee using the Rider-Waite. Those are popular images. I'm using my Smith-Waite here today. Absolutely. 12-Step Tarot, Denise in Lutz using the Smith-Waite Centennial Edition, exactly the one I'm using today. Pamela, nice to see you. Mystics Haven, nice to see you. So go ahead, let us know where in the world you are, what deck you're working with, and do you have a burning question for a reading? We usually spend the first half of our time together doing readings. Hey, the Cartomancer magazine is here. If you do not read the Cartomancer, what's wrong with you? The Cartomancer is an amazing magazine for those who love tarot and all things having to do with card divination. So happy to see you here. Kim Morris, so nice to see you. Kim is a member of this channel. Thank you so much for being here, Kim. Using Everyday Witch in Florida. Christina's here using Modern Witch. Hey, Karen from Connecticut using Gilded Tarot. I just got back from Connecticut. Hope you're doing well there. And Christine, you're here in Florida. Very good, very good. So as you're getting your introductions in and also your burning questions, what would you like to know for a reading? We're going to talk about burning questions about tarot in the second half. So go ahead and get your questions in for a reading. I see Yolanda has her question in. Sarah, nice to see you. Sarah's a member here. Sarah has her question in. We will absolutely start with the readings in just a moment, but first, announcements. You can see I've started to put the September schedule together. I've got Global Tarot Circle up. I also have a new tarot class, and I have a special members-only live stream scheduled. So please mark your calendar. If you are a member, we'd love to see you at the members-only live stream. And that's for members at all levels. Whether you are an ace, a star, or a sun, you'll be able to get into the members-only live stream. And so make sure you take a look at that and definitely mark your calendar. I want to remind you all, I am going to be in the Tampa Bay area this weekend. That would be Thursday through Monday. If you would like a house call, if you'd like to come see me at my Airbnb in Wesley Chapel, you are more than welcome to give me a call or a text. Get ready. I'm about to give you the number. That would be 561-655-1160. And we are doing a meetup at the Panera in Lutz, 3 p.m. on Sunday. Would love to see you there. So if you happen to be in the area, please do join us. Would love to see you. Okay, so here's how we do the readings. For those of you who are new here, this is a great way to get some practice. Here's how it works. I'm going to take the questions in the order that I see them. I will pull one card for each question and give my thoughts based on that one card. Anyone else who would like to do the reading, you're going to put the name of the person, the name of the card you got, again, just one card, and your interpretation. So if you put a question in, don't just listen to me, go through the comments and read and interact with the people here and get the rest of your reading. So you get a really big reading, but it's cards pulled from people all over the globe. And that's how we do it. And it's a lot of fun. Now, we will move pretty quickly. So if you're doing readings and having a hard time keeping up, don't worry. You can do every other one. You could do, just the ones you feel drawn to, whatever you like, whatever feels best for you. Okay, so we've got a lot of great questions. Let's get going. So happy to see you all here. And once again, a special shout out to our channel members, of which Yolanda is one. Okay, Yolanda has been studying for the NCM HCE. It is the Counseling Board's test. Planning on taking it maybe in November. Will I pass the first time? So this is such a teachable moment, because what's a reader to do? If you look at it and say yes, you have a real opportunity to screw things up for the person, because that could cause them to get cocky and not study. If you say no, that's really discouraging. So this is one of those times when I would really rephrase the question. And to give you an example, I'm going to tell you a story. Some of you have heard this story before. Years and years ago, when I was just a baby tarot reader, I had someone come in for a reading, and I saw that she was really beloved in her job, and her job was very, very secure. She was very dependable, and they loved her. And that's what I told her. And so then she calls me back maybe a month later and says, "You were so wrong. I just got fired from my job." I was like, "Really? What happened?" "Well, you told me how secure my job was, so I didn't go to work for 2 weeks." So when we look at a prediction like, will I pass this test? Or what she took as a prediction of, you can never get fired no matter what boneheaded thing you might do. We have a real opportunity to screw people up. So I'm going to suggest rephrasing this for Yolanda to say, what does Yolanda need to know about this test, about taking this test, potentially in November? If you'd like to do this reading, at Yolanda, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what do we see? So I got the Hanged Man. And this does really suggest that you have the knowledge. You know what you're doing here. Do you tend to have testing anxiety? Can that be an issue for you? If it is, you may want to really work on some meditation, some yoga, something to keep yourself very calm. But you seem to really have the knowledge. And so the key would be to make sure you have the knowledge, and then go in really calm and really ready, recognizing that you possess this wisdom. Okay, Sarah in Miami, using the Thoth deck. So nice to see you, and thank you for being a member of this channel. Appreciate your being here. I've been wanting to get out of the city, maybe move somewhere a bit calmer, more remote. My job allows me to move anywhere. Where should I go next? Wow. So that's an interesting question, because is that like within Florida? Is that anywhere in the US? Is that anywhere in the world? So many interesting questions there. What could it be? Let's take a look. If you would like to read for Sarah, at Sarah, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, is it time to move? Where should she go? Ooh, 9 of Pentacles. So this says to me, you don't want to be that far away from your family, really, but you do want to be in a place with more wildlife. You want to be in a place where you could have a garden, or where it could be quieter. So I'm thinking you probably stay in Florida, but you go either, with the Pentacles, it would be north. You go further north to get to a place where things are a little quieter. And I think you might really enjoy that. All right. Hey, we just got a super chat from Clumsy Clairvoyance. Thank you so much for that. Clumsy Clairvoyance is a member of this channel, meaning that she makes a monthly contribution. She has also helped out to support this broadcast with a super chat for today. So we really, really appreciate that. Okay, next question is Michaela. How can I pursue my goal of being an artist right now? If you would like to do this reading, at Michaela Harrell, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Let's see what we got. How can I pursue my goal of being an artist right now? And you have the 9 of Wands, which I call the wounded warrior. It's not easy, and you've already had, I don't know if it's negative things happen, or people say negative things to you, or people discourage you, or you have felt discouraged. You've already had some of that. And so I think part of it is recognizing it's a hard path. People don't become artists because they want to be artists. People become artists because they have to be artists. So honor that part of you that is an artist that must exist. Honor that it is a difficult path, and be willing to use the things in your life that have hurt you as your inspiration to make wonderful art. That's what I would say. Okay, Karen, question on career direction. What is the best path for me to take? And let's see, what just happened here? We just got a new member. Oh my goodness gracious. Marion Newberry, I know you. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for becoming a member of this channel. We really appreciate it. Couldn't have happened at a better time, because we're doing private members only live streams starting in September. I mean, we'll still do these for everybody. We're not taking anything away. We're just adding, right? So that is fabulous. Sarah, you'd be more than welcome in Palm City. We would love to see you here. We have a really nice tarot community here. We got a nice music scene. We would love to see you here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be your best friend. Okay, let's see. Where were we here? Okay. Okay, Karen, question on career direction. What is the best path for me to take? So this is a fun reading, because you didn't give us a choice of like this path or that path, or what you're thinking about. If you were sitting at my table, that's kind of what I would want to know. What are your top 5 choices? And I'd do a reading on each one. But I think this is kind of fun because it's very open-ended. So if you'd like to do this reading, at Karen Nari, I'm going to mangle it, and I'm so sorry. I'm not sure how to say your last name, and I'm really, really, really sorry. So at Karen, the name of the card you got, your interpretation, please give us the phonetics on how to say your name. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so career direction for Karen. Ace of Wands reversed. You have to choose something that you're passionate about. At the end of the day, you have to look at what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel passionate. That's the thing you need to choose. And honestly, with the Ace of Wands reversed, I would almost wonder if it's something in healthcare, either alternative healthcare or traditional healthcare, or physical fitness in some way. I would wonder about that. Okay. Joanne Monaco, so nice to see you. Will my cat Penny be found safe? I am so sorry that you've lost your kitty. That's so sad. If you'd like to do this reading at Joanne Monaco, the name of the card you got and or Monaco, probably. I'm probably mispronouncing your name too. Man, I'm batting 0 on name pronunciation. Joanne Monaco, probably? Yeah. Again, let me know. Give us phonetics. All right, Joanne. At Joanne, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Will my cat Penny be found safe? 6 of Cups. I would tend to say yes. And maybe found in a place that feels safe and familiar to her. Okay. Hey, Kim, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Kim has given us a really interesting topic for the second half of our time together when we discuss all things tarot. She's given us a really interesting topic. I'm open for your topics as well. We'll discuss whatever you want to discuss, but boy, we've got a juicy one. Okay, my question. Okay, another kitty question. Would radiation treatment for hyperthyroid be a better option for my cat Flicka than the 2 pills a day she's taking now? She's 15 years old. Okay, and we understand, whether we're talking about humans or furry people, medical stuff, there's some people who don't like to do medical readings at all. I really don't have a problem with it as long as you add it in, like we're not doctors. Add whatever you get here into what you're getting from the doctor to make your decision. So I don't have a problem doing this sort of reading. I kind of like it. If you'd like to do this reading at Kim, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what do we think about radiation? I got the 6 of Pentacles, which makes me think it might actually be helpful. See what other people get. Yolanda, I'm not cocky. I love to overstudy. I bet you do. Okay. Clumsy Clairvoyance, you are right on time. And Yolanda, you're getting some good cards here. It's looking like you're going to do very well. Mystic's Haven, burning question. Any guidance or ideas as to how I can successfully work from home during something I enjoy? Okay, if you'd like to do this reading at Mystic's Haven, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, how I can successfully work from home doing something I enjoy. 7 of Pentacles. I mean, to me, this says that you can do it. And what you need to do is look for it like a job, like you would look for any other job. Glassdoor, Indeed, all the LinkedIn, all the places. Look for the job monster, all the places that you would look for a job. And just keep looking and you'll find it. I think it's a great idea. Okay, Bill Warga. Did we make the right decisions for my father? So, that's the kind of question that just begs, like, is your father still living? I have so many questions. And again, if you were sitting at my table, I'd want more. I'd want to know more about this. But let's take a look. If you'd like to do this reading at Warga, at Bill Warga, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. The Hierophant, it wasn't even about the right decision, it was the only decision. It was a hard decision, but it was the only decision possible to have been made. Hey, Betty Flesher, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Amber Saylor, so nice to see you. Glad you're here. Okay. Amber, you're next. I just lost you. Here you are. Okay, a card for Mark. When will a job pop up for him? Okay, so Amber Saylor is asking for her husband, Mark. He's looking for a new job. When will a new job come up for him? If you'd like to do this reading, at Amber Saylor, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what do we say? Ooh, justice, it will happen. And the thing is, because I know the story here, this whole situation has been really, really unfair, but he's going to get a job that will balance out the scales. When will it be? I'm going to say before the end of this calendar year. Okay. Oh, Marianne, thank you. Marianne, thank you so much. Christine says Palm City is definitely a cool place. This whole, the lower Treasure Coast, like Stewart, Palm City, Port St. Lucie, really fun stuff. We've got fun stuff going on here. It would be nice for you to join us. Oh, Sarah. Okay. Clumsy Clairvoyance, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for being a member here. How can I become the best version of myself at this time? Great question. Let's see if you would like to do this reading at Clumsy Clairvoyance, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Queen of Wands. By allowing yourself to be creative, by remembering that you are by nature intuitive, by nurturing yourself and nurturing others, by following your passions. And hey, guess what? We just got a super chat from Yolanda. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We appreciate you being a member here. And we appreciate you supporting this broadcast with a super chat. Yay, with a really scary face. Did we scare you? All right, let's see. Okay. Let's see, lots of good readings going on here. Hey, Claire C., nice to see you. Glad that you're here. Thanks for being a member here. And thank you, everyone, for doing readings. Hey, Diana Price. So nice to see you here. I know you've been going through a tough time. Our hearts are really with you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Okay, so Christine, and this is a really interesting question. Every card you're pulling relates to you and your current situation. Here's the thing. Yes, and it can also relate to the person. And that can happen, because one card can mean so many things. So take the reading for yourself, but that does not make it less of a reading for the other person. You may have to, slightly skew the interpretation of the card to the context of their question, because you're seeing the card in the context of your own life that you know about. So take that reading, but do not hesitate to use the same card to do a reading for the other person. This is something that tarot readers deal with. It is absolutely true. It can be for you and for them at the same time. Okay. Diana, is there something to get back to where I was? Had a mini stroke and lost almost everything I had gained. Okay, if you'd like to do this reading, at Diana Price, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Let's take a look. I've been following you on social media. So sorry that this has happened, but let's take a look and see. What do we think? 10 of Wands reversed. It is not an easy journey, but I do feel like you will be able to move your way back. You will get some more mobility. Some of the things you've lost will come back. You just got to keep going forward. You got to keep going forward. And it's so hard because it's so easy to feel like this is too heavy a burden to carry. But you can do it, you can carry it, and you can do it successfully. Okay. Oh, Diana, for the aces and tens exercise, you got both swords, right? Actually, that doesn't surprise me a bit. Okay. Bethel Melicu, hello, my beautiful souls. My name is Salam. May I ask what my life path looks like? Yeah, we can do that. So at Bethel Melicu, name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does the life path look like right now? Page of Pentacles reversed. You got to figure out what you want it to look like, my friend. And I feel like you may need some particular education or some particular, like you need to choose a path at this point. I feel like it's all up to you. And somehow it is hard for you to feel like you can choose. Maybe there's other things going on that make you feel like you don't have options or you don't have choices. But I promise you, you do. Okay. Carrie Foden, so nice to see you. What blessings are coming up my way in September? All right. If you would like to do this reading, at Carrie Foden, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The world reversed, maybe the opportunity either to travel or plan a trip. Okay. Yes, the card can also apply to the querent, Christine. That was a good question. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, Kim Morse. All right, Kim, thank you so much for being a member here. August has been kind of rough. Will September be better? Let's see. You should come see me when I'm in Wesley Chapel this weekend. Let's see what we got. August has been kind of rough. Will September be better? If you'd like to do this reading, at Kim Morse, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Nine of Swords reversed. Yes, it will be better. It will be better. And regarding Christine's thing about the cards you get that are for you, but are they for other people too? And all of that. Kim says, messages we are called to answers for others often do align with our own. This is an opportunity to offer them anyway and see if anyone gives feedback that it feels right to them too. Oh, Diana, the staff is also taking some of your burden. That's good. Hey, Horse Van Dunn, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Thanks for being a member of this channel. Lot of great readings. Diana, you're also doing progressive therapy and stem cell therapy. Excellent. Okay, Horse Van Dunn. If you'd like to do this reading, at Horse Van Dunn, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The question is, what does September have for me? The Hanged Man. Enlightenment, meditation, yoga, waiting, the need to be patient, probably some internal space. Not a bad thing, but not necessarily a lot of external stuff. Sarah regarding Palm City, don't tempt me with a good time. Tarot Meetup, Grateful Dead class and event. Yeah, you're going to go to Dead and Company. I'm still not sure if I'm going to go, to be honest with you. But, I would like to say that the Grateful Dead events that they have at Terra Firmata in Stewart are prime. And I absolutely think you should go to Dead and Co. Because A, you're young, and B, if you've never seen them, so good, so very good. Okay. Okay, Betty Flesher. Why is the Eight of Wands card stalking me, showing up everywhere all the time? So that's a fun one. Do we want to do a reading or do we want to talk about the Eight of Wands? It's just getting time for us to switch into the second half of our time together where we talk about tarot. So why don't we do both? Let's do a reading about it. And then let's talk about the Eight of Wands and what the Eight of Wands may mean in general. It's an interesting card. And Betty, thank you so much for being a member here. So if we want to do this reading at Betty Flesher, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, why is the Eight of Wands stalking Betty? The Eight of Wands, okay, this is the Six of Swords. The Eight of Wands wants you to know that you are moving forward. Horse fan hangman is just fine with me. Got it. I figured it would be. All right. So let us now sort of shift energies and get into some tarot study. We have two topics put forth by people in the Facebook group. And if you're not a member of the Facebook group, it's just Global Tarot Circle on Facebook. Ask to join. What happens before we do these meetings is I'll just put the link up there and I'll say to people, what do you want to talk about? And those become kind of our priority topics. So we are going to do the Eight of Wands. We're also going to talk about magic for hire in the context of tarot reading. I wish I had a drum roll. What do I have? I have this sound. All right, that required something, right? And we're also going to talk about the court cards. Those were the two things requested, but let's start with the Eight of Wands. And if you have other questions about tarot, anything at all, about cards, about techniques, about a spread you did, about anything, go ahead and ask. And if you'd like to speak about the Eight of Wands, tag it Eight of Wands. What are the things the Eight of Wands can mean? Things are happening swiftly. You can't see what's in front of you, but it's likely to be okay. If you're doing a creative project, you should go for it. You should make it happen. Communication. You may be getting ready to receive a message. Even on an intuitive level, it may be about channeling a message from someone in spirit. What else do you see about the Eight of Wands? And hallelujah! We just got ourselves a new member. Kim has joined. Thank you so much, Kim, for becoming a member of this channel. Really appreciate it. Yolanda wants to talk about the reversed court cards. Diana says those pesky court cards. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Okay. So let's do Carrie says, I've never drawn the Seven of Cups. I was worried my deck was missing it, but I check and recheck, it's there. So never drawn it for yourself or for anybody? That's so fun. And then, I mean, if you've never drawn the Seven of Cups, it makes me wonder, like, are you not are you not being imaginative enough? Do you need to nurture your imagination more? That's something I would wonder about. Diana Price about the Eight of Wands says, put your pedal to the metal. Oh, Kim, thank you so much. That's so kind. And for you or any member, if the budget changes and you find you can't do it, you can cancel at any time. You're still a subscriber of this channel, I still love you. You can still come to all the things, except obviously for the members only things. But I do really appreciate it. For anybody ever that's so interesting. Hey, Bear Dermy, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member of this channel. All right. And so Kim and Marion, new members, you've got a backlog of videos to watch. Members only videos, you got a few. All right. So let's start with the court cards. We know the court cards are pesky. And in fact, there's a lot of videos on this channel about how to handle court cards. If you look at live tarot webinars, there's a whole class on the court cards. If you just search this channel on court cards, you're going to find a lot. But the court cards are pesky because they are so versatile. They can be people, they can be a part of the querent themselves, or they can just be predictive. They can be an energy. And that's why they're so pesky. And if anyone has any thoughts on what it means that Carrie has never in her life for anyone ever drawn the Seven of Cups, go ahead and tag it Seven of Cups and put it in. It's an interesting thing. Clumsy Clairvoyance regarding the Eight of Wands can be a great card to foretell good or busy business. Hey, Angelo, nice to see you. Glad that you're here. Okay, so anyone who has anything smart to say about the court cards, just tag it, court cards, and say it. Here's my take. The court cards are relatively easy if you learn keywords for each rank. You add the keywords of the rank for the keywords of the suit/element, and that's the basic energy. And then that energy is either a person, something that the client themselves needs to nurture, or it's predictive. And so let's talk about the predictive piece. So pages can talk about communication, having to have a conversation, or going to school. Knights can predict travel or forward motion. Queens can be about nurturance. Kings can be about leadership. Both kings and queens can also be about institutions. Hospitals, banks, organizations can show up there as well. Now, my keywords for the ranks: page, youth, communication, learning. And so if it's a person, it's a young person or someone who is youthful. Knight, youth, travel, pursuit. So a knight could predict a trip. Obviously, the suit would predict the kind of trip. The knight might be a person who is pursuing something, a young person in pursuit of something. What are they producing? Well, that would have to do with the suit. So Knight of Pentacles is pursuing money or pursuing a job. Knight of Cups is pursuing love. Queens tend to be adult females, or those who identify as adult females. And they are nurturing. They talk about nurturing. What are they nurturing? They are nurturing whatever the suit is. Kings are often adult males. They're also leaders and talk about leadership. They can tell you to take a leadership step. In what area? Well, that would have to do once again with the suit. As regards the mystery of the Seven of Cups, one possibility is that someone never pulled a certain card, is that they aren't clear on the meaning of it, so the universe doesn't cause it to materialize. That's funny. Kim, never pulling the Seven of Cups make me wonder if you are someone who possesses a lot of confidence, likes to plan, not leaving up to chance, and not drawn to the unanswerable. Interesting. Horse fan, done. Page is also someone who is new to the issue of the element. So like Page of Pentacles, a person with their first job. Page of Cups, a person with their first love relationship. Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Clumsy Clairvoyance regarding court cards. Important to know these cards don't always represent a person. Sometimes it can be the energy surrounding an issue or situation at the time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Or just something predictive. Page can say you're going to get a text or a phone call. Knight can say you're going to take a trip or you're moving forward. So, and that's exactly why they are so confusing, because they are so versatile. And how do you know what is what? Well, it can be the context of the question, or the context of the other cards around, or what you intuitively feel, or it may be more than one thing at the same time. You know, I've seen a page come up, and in the same reading, it's been your daughter, your cat, and your need to speak your heart more clearly, all at the same time, all things. So I feel like the more you can think about in terms of what a court card can mean, the better. Now, Yolanda asked, what about when they're reversed? So if they are people when they're reversed, I would say they are not bringing the best of their element. Cups people, when they're reversed, may become shy or depressed. Swords people may become stupid or dishonest. Wands people may become lazy or unmotivated. Pentacles people may be ungrounded or unemployed when they're reversed. Or if it's not a person, it may put in front of whatever advice statement you are going to give, or whatever prediction you are going to give from that card. You really need to, so the Page of Cups might say you need to speak your heart. Reversed, it might be you really need to speak your heart, right? It might make it more emphatic. Okay, Kim, for Page, keeping an open mind. I love that. Knights, feeling like a know-it-all and rushing to action. Okay. Karen, how do you know when it's a person, a character trait, or a situation? Look at it in the context of the question, or the context of the position it came in. Look at it like whether it makes sense that it would be a person. Look at it logically. And again, recognize it could be more than one of those things at once. And use your intuition as well. Kim, Queens, holding space to listen and process. Kings, delivering answers. Not the time to discuss. Claire C, is King more worldly wise than a queen? I wouldn't think so, but some people might see it that way. I don't know. What do you think, folks? Let me know. Okay. Now, go ahead and keep the conversation on the court cards going. And I would love to know, is there a court card that you identify with as your court card significator? I am the Queen of Wands. Go ahead and let us know. Who are you? Dave, court cards could be family members. Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes it will show up that clearly, like there's your brother, there's your sister, there's your mother, it'll show up like that. And sometimes it won't. And you'll get a sense, intuitively, you'll get a sense like, I know that's a person. Who is this person? Or it doesn't feel like a person. So allow yourself to feel it and see what it feels like. That's part of it. Okay. Yolanda is the Queen of Pentacles. Kim sees the King and Queen as equal but playing different roles. Carrie, I love the Page of Cups. His little fish does it for me. I know. So sweet. Karen, I got a King in a future position of a Celtic cross, and it seems about the querent's husband when we got to that area. Yeah, makes sense. Sure. Michaela's the Queen of Cups. Pull her all the time. Yep. Dave, significator, Knight of Cups, dreamer of sensual delights, pursuer of love. I just wish the progress aspect would stay in play. Yeah, I hear that. All right. So now let's get to our really exciting, thorny topic brought to us by Kim, magic for hire. So many of us tarot readers are also magical people. We do magic, and we talk about the magic of a reversal, inverting a card or turning it right side up to welcome the energy or to lessen the energy right at the tarot table. Just doing a little magic to work with the energy that's coming up at the table. We talk about doing that all the time. But we also have clients that ask us to cast spells for them. Now, there was a time when I was just patently opposed to this because of the scammers, because there are so many scammer readers. I call them the neon psychics, right? They have neon signs in storefronts very often. And no matter what, they're going to tell you that there's a dark cloud over you, or they need to stop your dead son in heaven from doing drugs. True story that happened to someone I knew. Or, some other thing. They have to lift the evil curse, and it's going to cost you a lot of money for them to do this spell. So for me, that was always magic for hire, and it was always wrong. However, as I have come to understand different cultures, there are many cultures. A Santero will do magic for hire, beloved in their community, and will charge a fair rate for it. A conjure worker, a root worker, these are people who will do this, but they have a menu of services and a clear price. They're not scaring you into it and then jacking the price. They're not doing a reading and trying to figure out how gullible you are. So I have changed my views on magic for hire a little bit. I don't do it. But I think if you've got the training and you want to do it, as long as you've got a clear menu of prices up front and you're not scaring people into it, I don't see a problem with it. I'm interested to hear what other people have to say about this. Tag it Magic for Hire and tell me what you think. Back to the court cards. Kim, I was told the Knight of Pentacles is my card based on my birthday, but I feel more like a Page of Wands. Been pulling the Queen of Wands for myself a lot lately. There we are. Hey, Barrett, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being a member here. Laura, I'm definitely the Queen of Swords, more head than heart most times, and yet 50-50 always reversed in my self-reads. Right, and how do you take that? Do you take that you're not being your true self, that you're not being kind to yourself, that you're not bringing your full energy? How do you take that? Yolanda, manipulating. Well, yeah, there's a lot of manipulation there. These people are serious scam artists. They're hard to bust. There are a lot of them here in South Florida. The Evans sisters were very famous. I think they're still in jail. They did get busted, and when they busted that household, they pulled like 3 Bentleys out of that household. Those people were making money. Just to be clear, I drive a Toyota. They were making serious money, and prostitution is usually part of it too. They will align your chakras through your, through your nether regions. And so, like when you go by and you see neon sign, psychic, and it also says chakra alignment, yeah, that's a good place for a happy ending for sure. Okay. 12-step tarot. I had a tarot reader who wanted to charge me $500 to build a life-size model of myself. You declined. Yeah, well done. Yeah, well done. Absolutely. Well, Barry, so that's an interesting thing. Is it a cult? No. But there are cultural, like ethnic families that operate in temples where it kind of is a little cult like. So, yes and no, yes and no. Claire, there's a suggestion and expectation when you pay for magic, sure. Sarah, it's straight up psychic scamming. There's such a fine line between trying to use spell work and manifestation to help people and being the next Miss Cleo. And Miss Cleo was the best of the bunch. In that, excuse me, she was just, the spokesperson for a psychic hotline. The scammers they're horrifying. They'll call you and say, "Oh, I've had a nightmare. This and this is going to happen. You've got to get me $1,200 really fast, or this and this is going to happen." They are really bad. They are really scary. Clumsy clairvoyance. I agree with you, Christiana. As long as the intention isn't to scam and the service is agreed and discussed upon, then I see no problem with it. Right, right. Dave, I did readings in Niagara Falls. I had a querent who I think to this day was a policewoman conducting a sting. She wouldn't let go about curing a curse. I told her repeatedly I don't buy into curses. Right, right. Betty, magic for hire would not do it. A slippery slope. Magic could backfire on you. Michaela, I have an acquaintance who recommended that I stop seeing a therapist and start paying to talk with a legitimate psychic. That's an interesting thing, like I would say in addition to a good therapist, but I wonder what your friend's angle was on that. Would saging a house or clearing houses be considered scamming magic for hire? I don't think so, unless you were like, okay, your house is going to burn down in 5 weeks unless you let me get in there and do a cleansing, and it's going to cost $2,000. That would be a scam. Diana, you worked for Miss Clear. Yep, I was a Dionne Warwick psychic friend. Yep, I totally get it. Okay, Marion, magic for hire, agree with you. Clear prices and don't scare people. Also, if we say no magic for hire, that would maybe mean no energy work for hire too. Magic is energy work, arguably. Right, right. And then we bring in things like Reiki or energy healing, which again, a slippery slope in terms of like, that could also be scammy, or it can be a very real service. And so, when you talk about any of the energetic things, from psychic work to energy healing to magic, it's all a slippery slope because you can't promise more than you can deliver. There are scammers out there, and there are really, really gullible people, and we have to be really careful. Kim, I offer a reading for timing for something you know will happen. For example, when will I know if I got the job I applied for? But someone asked, when will my husband come back? Since the husband is not planning to return, I think she's asking for something I wasn't offering. It said spelled right in her message, but she said it was a mistake when I asked about it. Right, well, this is probably someone looking for a reunification spell, which is a thing. People do them. I would think that there's no ethical way to do that because it would be causing someone to do something outside of their will, and I think any magic that causes someone to do something outside of their own free will isn't ethical. That's not even a slippery slope. You've slid down the slope and you're in the muck, in my opinion. That's manipulation. Okay. Just reading all these comments. So good. So good. Dave, I applied to an ad for a psychic hotline. They didn't seem to care that I had some tarot experience, but just wanted me to stall and delay because the caller was paying per minute. Yep. Yeah, they want you to, yes, yes. The longer you keep people online, the better off. Angelo, in Hoodoo, most root workers require a reading before doing any spells to see if they're warranted because you're only hearing one side of the story. Hexes aren't to be taken lightly. Right, exactly. Exactly. Clumsy clairvoyance. I myself have done space and people clearing with sage crystals, etc. I feel this is a bit different, but regardless, it's still a service you can offer and choose to charge for it. Right, right. Right. Sarah puts it like really clearly. Consent is absolutely necessary in spell work. Well, okay, so now, let me yank a chain here. What if it's healing magic? Do you need consent to do healing magic? Go ahead and tag it healing magic and tell me what you think. Okay, Yolanda, black magic versus white magic. Okay, so can we talk about this? First of all, reunification magic, I don't want that coming back to me threefold. Right? Right? So this whole concept of black magic and white magic. There is a movement of late that I really appreciate that is trying to change the terminology because people are really tired of having white mean good and black mean bad, from a conversation of race, which is not what that's about, but still, right? Um, so some people will refer to it as green magic, green for growth and healing, and red magic for blood and vengeance, which I like. And there's so much culture here. Like I came up in Wicca, and as Marion mentioned, the Wiccan Rede, the Rule of Three, those things are like really real. But as Angela mentioned, if you're coming from Hoodoo, if you're coming from a different culture, there's going to be different cultural rules. And so this is very much a cultural question, but that becomes sticky because the psychic scammers say they are doing what is appropriate for their culture. So if you have a culture in which ripping people off is okay, sometimes you need a Rolex to send a demon back to hell. These are difficult topics, right? Okay, Marion, healing magic. I need consent to do magic on anyone. Got it. Got it. Angela, there's no white or black magic. It's all about balance. Got it. Um, okay, Diana, feel free to heal without my permission. Let us all send Diana some healing energy. Seriously. Seriously. Sarah, healing magic, just like you require consent to do a tarot reading for someone, I think you need consent to do healing magic. Yeah, it's definitely, and I mean, I do third party reading all the time. It doesn't bother me a bit, so I don't feel like I need consent to look at somebody. Um, but I realize a lot of people do. And for me, it's all about the intention. If the intention is you need this, like, how can I work better with my boss? That's a third party reading. But how's my boss's sex life? None of your business, right? So there's differences. Um, okay, Sarah. Okay, what about consent with hexes? You don't go up to someone and ask, "Hey, can I curse you?" Right? And like in my tradition, there are no hexes, there are no curses. We don't do that. We do bindings, and it takes a lot to get that going. Okay, Marion, healing magic, amending my previous statement. I need consent to do any magic on a person. I can do healing magic for Americans, but not specific peeps. If I can ask permission, I must. Okay, got it. Very good. Kim, at my very first meetup, I found out later someone handed out business cards for his business putting curses on people. My Catholic friend who came told me about it. Oi. Oi! Good Lord. Michaela, sometimes you need a Rolex to send a demon back to hell. Like, if you read the court transcripts from these trials, that's the kind of thing you'll see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Kim, I think we've got this consensus about like whom does it involve? With the boss example, working better with your boss is under your control to some extent. It involves you, unlike his sex life, hopefully. Exactly. Angela, what's the difference between healing magic and praying for someone? No consent needed. Well, that's very true. In Christian religions, they pray for anybody. They don't ask for consent. They don't say, "May I pray for you?" Very good point. Very good. Clumsy clairvoyance. I don't feel consent is necessarily needed if the intentions are for positive. I also equate this to saying a prayer for loved ones. There you go. So everybody is different. There's no right or wrong. Well, I mean, there probably is, but I think we've found some line here around manipulation, around not scaring people. Curses for hire, right? I think we've found some common ground, but different cultures, different people are going to feel differently about these things, and that's why it's so great for us to have a forum in which to have these conversations. All right, we're in our last minute. You know what that means? It's time for shameless self-promotion. If you have a blog, a website, a blog post you particularly want to share, a YouTube channel, an event, a class, anything, go ahead and drop a link. Remember that these links, this chat will become visible and available 24 hours after the recording stops if you want to come back and pick things out. I'll do my shameless self-promotion verbally. I will be in the Tampa Bay area Thursday through Monday, available for readings at your home or office or at my Airbnb in Wesley Chapel. Remember, we're doing a meetup at the Panera in Lutz 3 to 5 on Sunday. Hope to see you there. And of course, I am available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, Zoom, here in my office in Palm City. You can't schedule for Tampa except by speaking with me or texting with me. Use my phone number, 561-655-1160. You can go to my website and use my scheduling app right on my website for any other time. I want to thank you all so much. Those of you who are new here today, thank you. Please do subscribe. Thank you so much to all our members. A special shout out to our new members today. And take a look. The classes, we're starting to populate with classes and meetups for September. I've got a couple up, more are coming. And Laura, thank you so much for the super chat. Yay. Really appreciate it. Thank you all. Really appreciate you all. Angelo, buy one, get one free. Oh, man. That's great. Friends, thank you so much for being here, for being part of this community. Right back at you, Yolanda. Right back at you. Really appreciate you all. I will look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.